On Sports Central, the coaches back-to-back for In Vogue. Top people in two stories.
On 882 6PR.
Yeah, with Brad and Carl, let's go to the Fremantle camp. Ross Lyon joins the program. Welcome, Ross.
G'day, Brad. G'day, Carl.
Ross, 5 goals in the first 15 minutes against Geelong round 1. Looks superb. Everything looked like it was on song. Where's that gone?
Not exactly. Although we did a review today, so we're really confident we can make some adjustments. I thought our player group, particularly up to half-time, I thought it was quite a brutal game, as I assume most derbies are, really great pressure and intensity. And then that allowed us to have a good look at, I thought we had plenty of opportunities, particularly in the first quarter, where we caused turnover and rebounding quickly, but we just didn't quite have enough in front of us to take advantage of that. So we're really confident we can make some adjustments, and we're certainly, I think you've alluded to, we're playing quite well in the year, and we've had a look at what that structure was and how we did it and really what's changed. So, yeah, we're really confident with Peter Simic and myself. We'll talk to the players tomorrow and present what we think some simple solutions. There was a lot to like on the weekend with great effort and intensity and hardness, but clearly, you know, we butchered the ball a bit, and structurally in front of us on turnover wasn't exactly what we'd like. So we've got a really couple of simple solutions to take us back where we were. So we're really quite confident that we can move forward pretty quickly.
Ross, I've already said it tonight. Your team is better than the last 2 weeks and what your players have dished up. And I've tipped you against Adelaide at home because I expect you to win this contest and you're capable of it. But your midfield grunt, it's gone. And there's a few blokes in there that have just been so up. I mean, Stephen Hill, I know that he's getting tagged, but he's got to somehow try to shake it.
On the weekend, I wouldn't have thought.
You know, but he's only averaging 16 possessions, and of the midfielders in the competition that are averaging 16 possessions, it's just not he's got to be getting the ball more. And the other blokes, the more senior players around him, have to start to pick up the slack.
Yeah, look, our midfield group in the end got comprehensively beaten, so. We're going to restructure a little bit in there, but I thought we won the ball quite well. We got dominated in the air around the ground in our forward half. I think they took 8 contested marks, and it was 20 contested marks to 8. So we got dominated in the air at either end. But at ground level, we won the ground ball war by about 21. So if you had said to me we were going to lay 76 tackles and win the ground ball, but, would sort of get beaten the way we did, I would have been quite surprised. So really it's about, we didn't spread the ball very well because we certainly were playing quicker, but I just sort of a straight line and just be, without composure, using the free plays we had. And so therefore players like Stephen Hill who run and create, the spreading of the ball brings them into it. So it was pretty hard to stack up high numbers for us. And whereas I thought they were the opposite, I thought they really beat us on the outside more than inside, or in the ground level contest. I thought they spread really well and used the ball. So we're really confident we start spreading the ball quickly. That players like Stephen Hill will amass a lot more possessions like Rosa did.
Your blokes in the midfield just seem to be guarding space well. They've done that well the last couple of weeks, but they just don't worry about their men, Ross. I mean, blokes like Rosa run around and get it 40 odd times. That's not acceptable, surely.
No, it's unacceptable. You're right. And so that's what I just said. We got beaten on the outside. So in the clinches, I thought, hard at it and won it. But on the spread, when we had the motor and worked really hard, and I mean, you talk about hardness in AFL football. There's the gut running and the courage to run. And I thought we got beaten. We've been a bit one pace through there, and so we're really going to try and kick in some speed if we can and some run and some creativity because I think we're whacking away okay. But that real run and spread and covering the ground just needs to be better than it's been. But as I said, we're really confident after looking at. There was a lot to like in the areas I've spoken to, but a spreading of the ball and you're right, getting it back off wasn't great.
It's fair to say there's a lot not to like too, Ross. I mean, if you push your numbers behind the ball, you're going to win the ball. You're going to win the ball, but when you do run and spread, even when you get to centre wing, mate, there's no one forward. So who do they kick it to? I mean,
I think it's inaccurate to say we put numbers behind the ball, but we certainly rolled up as a forward half, and our forwards sagged into congestion. But they certainly weren't behind the ball. So And that, you get a +1 by dropping off a forward that's going up the ground. So we never played a 7-8 man defence. So
No, but a couple of times, Ballantyne bursting on the wing, 2 blokes running in support, then kicks the ball to 1-on-3, which was generally Zach Clark got outpointed comprehensively by Glass every time it came down, and he had 2 mates to help him out.
No, which I said, so our forwards got caught in midfield congestion. So if you roll up into midfield congestion, you're going to come out and not go through targets. So that's something that's really simply fixed, and you alluded to it. Were we doing that in round 1, 2 and 3? Not particularly. So we're pretty confident that that's easily addressed. If we keep the ball winning and creating turnovers and we get a front half, we're pretty confident. We're not panicking. Look, it was far from perfect, but out of that wreckage, we can highlight, geez, we went hard at the ball, we won it. But, to be able to use it, you're making a really valid point. Where we are forwards, we've analysed it, and they walked into midfield congestion, which does happen.
Ross, I just the last 2 weeks, obviously on the weekend it was 64-30 inside 50. Last week against the Hawks it was 67-37. Now, to win games of footy, you're going to have to get it inside 50 more than that. And look, from where I sit, and in the commentary box, and where I worry for you is that unless you sort of keep someone back who is a target inside 50, the style of play at the moment isn't conducive to actually getting it in there, so it's not going to give you the chances that you want to win games of footy. And like Nat Nui was back, for example, on the weekend, and that was the longer option for West Coast, and I just felt that Fremantle maybe need to adjust that area of their game if they are going to get more inside 50s.
Well, I think I've agreed with you. I think we've said our forward structure in front of the ball. I can't do more than agree and say.
So we'll see a bloke back, will we? So not rolling so far downfield.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. It's not ideal that our tall forwards walked into midfield congestion, which is fine. And look, at half time, I think it was 23 inches to 27. Yeah. So if we want to talk about the facts, that's what they were at half time. Sure. But post half time, we certainly stopped being able to win the ball and go forward, So it was, the facts are it was 7 injuries after half time. So, if someone had said to me at half time, you've had 23 to 27, and then after half time it's going to be 7 to 33, well, I'd say, geez, you're crazy, but looking at it, even in the first half when we had 23 and we had really good opportunities, you're right. You looked in front of the ball and for one reason or another, there was one tall forward there. So, as I alluded to earlier, we've analysed it and we're not panicking. We're really confident that it's easily fixed because, as you said, you've seen us score quickly and score 100 points and 90 points and have 28 shots. So, they're a top of the ladder team. They've done that to a few. We're certainly not panicking. We know, I'm really confident. I've got the experience. We know the path we're taking. We know what needs to be fixed. Are we sitting here saying that was an ideal performance? No, it wasn't. Was that ideal in front of the ball? No. But we've got a clear direction on what we need to fix, and I'll talk to the players tomorrow, and I'm sure they'll walk out of the review very confident that they can deliver against Adelaide. But, talk's cheap.
Where's Morabito and these guys? where can you get some run and some pace through that midfield to complement Barlow? Barlow will win his fair share of ball, but he needs, like Pritis, he needs blokes complimenting him with his work with his hands, and things like that. Who have you got there? Is Crichton up to it? Is Van Berlo up to it? Are you going to give him another shot? Is it about being disciplined and following the team's strategies, or is it going to be you're going to have to put some blokes in there with some instinct and let them run?
Well, I don't think it's just... Jesse come back in and he played his first game for a little while and, he probably wasn't at his best, and Van Berlo, he had come on as a sub, but I think it's a collective, and look, I think we've got to talk about Morabito. There was an article the other day, he hasn't played an AFL game for 635 days, so that's almost 2 years, so, he come back and he did a quad, so he's rehabbing, played 60 minutes, and then, so he's 4 to 5 weeks ago. We've got to do the right thing by Anthony, so, David Mundy's coming in hand, he'll certainly play more midfield minutes. Michael Barlow, still, you wouldn't suggest anywhere near his best, what he was pre his leg, that serious injury. He's doing his best, but he's still trying to come to hand. So, we've got some issues we're working through. And, but, we're certainly looking at Crozier was close to playing, and Walters is really digging in and really determined. It's Tom Sheridan, he's going quite well. So, and Subin and Ibbotson didn't play. So we've got a bit to turn to and look to. But certainly the experiment of the two tall ruckmen, I thought were a runner short. And then bringing in, you know, another legitimate third tall defender that doesn't bounce and run at all, really. So you got McFarlane, Dawson and Silvani had 3. So we lost 2 runners, and our back 6 to what it was earlier in the year is probably 4 in personnel different. We had really, you know, McPhee, Ibbotson, Subin and Duffield that for one reason or another weren't there. So we've had a look at our structure and what's changed, and we're really confident that we can improve really quickly going forward. But, you know, we've got to keep working hard.
On the positive side of things, look, Matty de Boer gets all the accolades because he burrows in, and you've already stated that he's going to get more of a run in that midfield. But Michael Johnson down back, for a bloke who, you know, a couple of years ago was, you know, was certainly, you know, on issues probably off the field more than on it, had gone down the wrong track, but he's certainly turned that around, and he's been one of the highlights of your season so far.
Yeah, certainly. Look, we're all human and we're all fallible. You know, none of us are perfect. And certainly at some point, Michael, probably under the influence of alcohol, made a choice that, you know, wasn't ideal for him or his family. But, I mean, it's how you respond and how you recover from the setback. And he's been an amazing leader since I've been through the door. And I caught up with Stephen Silvani post-game, and he said, gee, Michael Johnson's a class player, isn't he? And so, and you're mentioning it. So he's changed the perception through hard work and action, and would love more to sort of go down that path, and would love to put that back 6 back around him that was going really well, like Subin and McPhee and Ibbotson, and have 3 or 4 doing what he did on the weekend would probably see us kick a few more goals.
How have you seen Zach so far? Because, look, where I would like to see him get better is he's good at punching the ball, but he doesn't tackle much, and he doesn't take a lot of marks. Is that something that you've been working on him? Because he's played 86 games of footy now, and he gets the big jobs, but I just feel he's got to add a couple of more strings to his bow if he's going to be the player that Fremantle need in that key defensive post.
Yeah, look, I don't think too many tall forwards have hurt us this year. I think Rufford kicked 4. I think Hawkins early, but between Luke McFarlane and him and Johnson, they've been quite solid. Zach's really working on his kicking. I think, yeah, he is more of a lockdown defender. Not unlike, I mean, there's Glass and McKenzie. I mean, they lock down and the rest bounce out. So, but on the weekend, I think it was compounded with Alex coming in, so he had 3 that really couldn't bounce out, and when they went a bit smaller, we were a bit top-heavy. So, Zach's a part of that, but, you know, we didn't spread the ball that well from defence, and Zach's a part of that, so we'll keep working on it. You know.
What did you think of the Collingwood-Adelaide game? Adelaide, you suffered a defeat, but they fought it right out. I mean, what are you expecting them to bring to the table on Saturday?
Well, look, I thought, you know, I think the rain came late over there, but I think it was 6 goals all at three-quarter time, wasn't it? I think so. It was a pretty tough, tight contest, and so yeah, they play a combative style of football, and you know, been scoring quite well. So they're a really big challenge. They're a fallen team of the competition, and at the end of the day, I just think Pendlebury, Thomas, you know, Shaw, and you know, one or 2 others sort of got the job done for Collingwood when the game was really up for grabs. And yeah, so Cyberman was down. Didak. You know, I thought the class of Didak, you know, Thomas, you know, Pendlebury, when the game was right up for grabs, I thought more of the 3 I've spoken about were the real difference. You know, so clearly they're going as well as anyone on the weekend, and they're pretty determined to be an anywhere, anytime team. So it's going to be tough coming off our last 2 weeks. You know? It was
an interesting way Thomas played Dangerfield, wasn't it? I mean, he was sort of with him, but when the action started, he drifted off him, and he was able to spread and be a really, really good player, particularly in the last quarter.
Well, I think that's the thing. You can go in and hunt the ball and burrow in and do it regardless of anything else, but, you know, there's some really smart players in AFL footy that run and spread off you. So, but you need teammates when you're digging in and they're nicking off the other way to help cover for you. So I'm sure Adelaide would look at that, but it just shows how brutal it is. You know, you sort of your strength can become your weakness pretty quick, and so we're no different as a team. You know, so we're going to make sure we keep learning and improving also.
Well, good on you, Ross. Thanks for your time. The good thing about footy, mate, you get a chance to back up in a few days' time.
We'll get to dig in. We like it.
Good stuff. Ross Lyon there from the Fremantle Dockers.